Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiv Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiv Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiv Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deen Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopi Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदानेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिय। बोलो श्री राधे गोलोकानंद भगवान की
जय।
हरे कृष्णा एवरीवन।
हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा तरुण।
Hare Krishna.
Hopefully everyone had a nice weekend.
No, I had a very busy weekend. We had a big global release going on. It's still going on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, surprisingly big. But
Wow.
it's still standing. It didn't get rolled back, so I'm good.
Wow. Hopefully it goes well.
Thank you.
And you know, weekend में यही होता है, हम लोग थोड़ा भूल जाते हैं सब क्या हुआ पहले.
True.
We need to recollect. Echo तो नहीं आ रहा है ना? मेरा echo आ रहा है क्या?
नहीं, अभी तो नहीं है.
नहीं आ रहा है.
It's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, let's get back to Srimad Bhagavatam. And हम लोग Cantos 2 पढ़ रहे हैं, अध्याय 7. And we did Shlok 8 on Thursday, last Thursday. और जैसा कि
अभी आपका स्क्रीन शेयर नहीं हो रहा है.
आज स्क्रीन शेयर नहीं हुआ अभी तक.
Oh really? कोई स्टार्टिंग में भी शेयर नहीं था?
नहीं, स्टार्टिंग में था, बीच में बंद हो गया था.
अभी एको आ रहा है किसी.
Oh, now you are getting echo?
अनिल जी का आ रहा था.
Oh, अच्छा. मैं बोल रहा हूँ तो आ रहा है क्या?
नहीं,
आपका नहीं आ रहा है.
ओके. या थोड़ा जूम का कुछ तो सेटिंग वेटिंग में कुछ प्रॉब्लम हुआ है. We'll see.
We all can stay on mute.
It's okay.
Unless we need to speak.
Echo नहीं आ रहा है तो we should be okay actually, right?
I do hear my echo.
You do hear that? Yeah, there's something is not. Oops! Wow. Yeah, it starts so many things. Okay, just give me a second. Wow.
Sure. आपका नहीं आ रहा है.
अच्छा.
तो आप ही पढ़िए पूरा आज.
नहीं, मेरा नहीं आ रहा है क्या? मैं जब बोल रहा हूँ तो मेरा नहीं आ रहा है?
नहीं, आपका इको नहीं हो रहा है.
अच्छा. So only when somebody else is saying तो आ रहा है क्या?
Yes.
Okay, I think when somebody else is saying, if I go on mute,
सबका नहीं आ रहा है, किसी का आ रहा है.
like I'll go on mute and then somebody say, then see if it's coming still.
मेरा आ रहा है?
अभी तो नहीं आ रहा है.
नहीं हो रहा है. सबका नहीं हो रहा है इको. किसी
मेरा आ रहा है क्या?
नहीं, आपका
नहीं, अभी किसी का नहीं आ रहा है. अब सब ठीक है.
और अभी आ रहा है. मैंने अनम्यूट किया है तो. Yeah, I think so.
ट्राई करते हैं.
Yeah, let's.
अब ठीक आ रहा है.
अच्छा, ठीक है. Let's try it anyways. Yeah, something is not right, but so. All right, so हम लोग श्रीमद् भागवतम लोग ब्रह्मा जी जैसे कि हम जानते हैं पूरा क्रिएशन के बारे में समझाया नारद जी को, और फिर भगवान पुरुषोत्तम के बारे में बताया क्या. और अब संक्षेप में थोड़े लॉर्ड विष्णु भगवान के अवतार के बारे में बता रहे हैं. तो श्लोक 8 में he was talking about ध्रुव महाराज, right? So Prince Dhruv though only a boy, took to severe penances in the forest. And the Lord, being satisfied by his prayer, awarded him the Dhruv planet, which is worshipped by great sages both upward and downward. Right? तो ब्रह्मा जी लास्ट में ही बोल रहे थे कि ध्रुव महाराज जिन्होंने इतनी तपस्या की, and so we all know about Dhruv Tara, and that is worshipped by great sages both upward and downward. Upward and downward का मतलब है कि ध्रुव लोक के ऊपर जो लोक है, भृगुलोक और सत्यलोक तक, एंड नीचे के लोक्स तो पता ही है अपने को, पृथ्वीलोक एंड एवरीथिंग बिलो अस, एंड ऑफ कोर्स इवन भूर भुव स्वः, if you remember that Gayatri mantra, you get all those loks, right? Om Bhur Bhuva Swah. So those are the upper loks. So isme we'll just read the second para, some information about the Dhruv Maharaj. I don't see Shivam here there.
Yeah. One second.
If you can read.
The boy inquired where the Lord could be seen, and the queen replied that it is said that the Lord is sometimes seen by great sages in the dense forest. The child prince decided to go into the forest to perform severe penances in order to achieve his objective. Prince Dhruv performed a stringent type of penance under the instruction of his spiritual master Sri Narad Muni, who was specifically deputed for this purpose by the personality of Godhead. Prince Dhruv was initiated by Narad into chanting the hymn composed of 18 letters, namely Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and Lord Vasudev incarnated himself as Shri Garbha, the personality of Godhead with 4 hands, and awarded the prince a specific planet above the 7 stars. Prince Dhruv, after achieving success in his undertakings, saw the Lord face to face, and he was satisfied that all his needs were fulfilled. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, right? So the importance of reading this is that to know that, like how Dhruv Maharaj chanted Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and he did such a tapasya, as we all know, that Lord Vasudev incarnated himself as Krishna Garbha. And then this is just a summary. The description is more given in the 4th canto. We are reading the 2nd book right now, 2nd canto. In 4th canto, in more detail, the description is there of Dhruv Maharaj. Anil?
Yeah. Yadena mutpatha gatam dvijavapya vajra nishplust paurusha bhagam niraye patantam shratvarthito jagati putrapadam chalebhe dugdha vasuni vasudha sakalani yena. Maharaj Vena went astray from the path of righteousness, and the Brahmins chastised him by the thunderbolt curse. By this, King Vena was burnt with his good deeds and opulence and was en route to hell. The Lord, by his causeless mercy, descended as his son by the name of Prathu, delivered the condemned king Vena from hell, and exploited the earth by drawing all kinds of crops as produce. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. So Lord Brahma continuously बता रहे हैं अलग-अलग अवतार के बारे में. So
Maharaj Prithu, the incarnation of God, descended by the prayer of the Brahmanas to rectify the disorders on earth. He produced all kinds of crops, but at the same time he performed the duty of a son who delivers his father from hellish conditions. The word putra means one who delivers from hell, called put, that is a worthy son. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. All right. Anisha?
नाभेर सा वृषभ आस सुदेविसुनु योर्वे चचार समुद्रग जडयोगचर्यां यत्पारमहंस्य मृषयः पद्मामनन्ति स्वस्थः प्रशान्तकर्णः परिमुक्तसङ्गः. The Lord appeared as the son of Sudevi, the wife of King Nabhi, and was known as Rishabdev. He performed materialistic yoga of equibalence the mind. This sage is also accepted as the highest perfectional situation of liberation, wherein one is situated in oneself and is completely satisfied. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, right? So I think Rishabh Dev के बारे में हमने पहले भी पढ़ा था Canto 1 में, one of the avatars, and actually Jainism, it's mentioned that Jainism actually is in the roots of Rishabh Dev, right? Ajay?
सत्रे मास भगवान ऋषिर शाधि साक्षात स यज्ञ पुरुषस्थ पनिवर्णः छंदोमयो मखमयो खिल देवात्मा वाचो रुषति श्रुतो सस्य नस्तः. The Lord appeared as the Hayadgriva incarnation in a sacrifice performed by me, Brahma. He is the personified sacrifices, and the hue of his body is golden. He is the personified Vedas as well, and the supersoul of all demigods. When he breathed, all the sweet sounds of the Vedic hymns came out of his nostrils. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, right? So even Brahmaji is saying, like, in a sacrifice performed by the Brahmaji, Lord appeared as a high grieve, okay, where the horse face and the human body, that's the kind of shape. And then he is the personified Vedas as well, and the super soul of all the demigods. He is the super soul of everyone. Ravi?
मत्स्यो युगांतर समये मनुलोक उपलब्धवा क्षोणीमयो निखिल जीवन निकायकेतः विसज्जति तानुर्भये सलीले मुखान में आदाय त्रय विजहार वेद मार्गन. At the end of the millennium, the would-be Vaishvasta Manu of the names Satvatra would see the Lord in the fish incarnation is the shuttle of all kinds of living entities up to those in the earthy planets. Because of my fear of the vast water at the end of the millennium, the Veda come out of my Brahma's mouth, and the Lord enjoys those vast water and protects the Vedas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, right? So a lot of depth in all this, what Lord Brahmaji is explaining to Naradji. Right, let's just read this purport quickly. Soham?
During one day of the Brahma 3. There are 14 manas, and at the end of each manu, there is devastation up to the earthly planets. The vast waters are fearful even to Brahma. So in the beginning of the world be Vestava Manu, such devastation would be seen by him. There would be many other incidents also, such as the killing of the famous Sankasara. This foretelling is by the past experience of Brahmaji, who knew that in that fearful devastation scene, the Vedas were to come out of his mouth, but in the Lord in his fifth incarnation, only not would save all living entities, namely the demigods, animals, men, and great sages, but also would save the Vedas. Hare Krishna.
All right. So just briefly describing the Matsya avatar. Sachin.
शिरो दधावो मरदान वयुथपाना मुन्मन्थ ताममृतं लब्धय आदिदेव पृष्ठेन कच्छपवपिदधार गोत्रम निद्राक्षणो अद्रि परिवर्तक क्षाण कंडु. The primeval Lord then assumed the tortoise incarnation in order to serve as a resting place, pivot for the Mandara mountain, which was acting as a churning rod. The demigods and demons were churning the ocean of milk with the Mandara mountain in order to extract nectar. The mountain moved back and forth, scratching the back of the Lord tortoise, who, while partially sleeping, was experiencing an itching sensation. Hare Krishna.
कृष्णा. So ये अमृत मंथन के वक्त का समय है. तो उस समय demigods and the demons were, the churning road. They were pulling the roads, and that's the story. Is so तभी, as a tortoise, Lord Vishnu appeared. Yeah. And Shivam, read this last paragraph, please.
The gigantic work of churning the milk ocean by the combined effort of the demigods and the demons required a gigantic resting ground or pivot for the gigantic Mandara hill. Thus, to help the attempt of the demigods, the primeval Lord assumed the incarnation of the gigantic tortoise swimming in the ocean of milk. At the same time, the mountain scratched his backbone as he was partially sleeping and thus relieved his itching sensation.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Lord Brahma जी संक्षेप में Lord विष्णु के थोड़े थोड़े अवतार्स के बारे में बता रहे हैं इस वक्त. रीना जी.
Yes, we are. त्रपिष्टपोरु भयः स नृसिंहरूपं कृत्वा भ्रमद्भृकुटिं द्रंष्ट्राकरालवक्त्रं दैत्येन्द्रमाशु गदयाभिपतन्तमारा दूरौ निपात्य विददारनखै स्फुरन्तम्. The personality of Godhead assumed the incarnation of Nrsimhadev in order to vanquish the great fears of the demigods. He killed the kings of the demons, Hiranyakashipu, who challenged the Lord with a club in his hand by placing the demon on his thighs and piercing him with his nails, rolling his eyebrows in anger and showing his fearful teeth and mouth. Hare Krishna.
नरसिंह भगवान के अवतार के बारे में हम सभी जानते हैं. Like by placing the demon on his thighs and piercing him with his nails. Yeah. Duro nipatya vidadar nakhe spurantam. And rolling his eyebrows in anger and showing his fearful teeth and mouth. That's the Narsingh Bhagwan's avatar, right? Trepist Poru Bhehasa Narsingha Rupam. So that is also one of the avatars. And we know, right, the history of Hiranyakashipu and his great devotee son Prahlad Maharaj is narrated in the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So when we get to 7th canto, still time, we'll read in more detail about Narsingh Bhagwan's avatar. Tarun?
Antas saryestu balena pade grithiyo ho grahena yutha pathir ambuja hasta artha ahedam adi purusha sahila lokanatha artha uttatir swarva sarvana mangala namadheya. Can you scroll down? Yeah. The leader of the elephants, whose leg was attacked in a river by a crocodile of superior strength, was much aggrieved. Taking a lotus flower in his trunk, he addressed the Lord, saying, O original enjoyer, Lord of the universe, O deliverer, as famous as a place of pilgrimage, all are purified simply by hearing your holy name, which is worthy to be chanted. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. So we know this, right? The leader of the elephants. What was the name? What story is this? The leader of the elephants whose leg was attached by a crocodile, Magarmach. हाथी के जो राजा, huh? We know this, right? I think all of us know this story.
Forgetting the name.
The leader of the elephants, whose leg was attacked in a river by a crocodile. मगरमच्छ ने इस हाथी का पैर पकड़ के खींचा था, and हाथी के राजा ने, he was then praying for the save him. Yeah, Gajendra Moksh, you heard this story, right? Yeah. You remember Gajendra Moksh story?
We know the story, but we did not know the name. I was just...
You know, हाथी का एक पैर जो पकड़ा था मगरमच्छ ने, and then the हाथी prayed, right? They prayed like, all are purified simply by hearing your holy name, which is worthy to be chanted, right? Tirtha Shravan Mangala Mangal Nam Dheya Nam Sehi, right? So that's the story of Gajendra Moksh. Yeah, I think most of us have heard this. Maybe you're not remembering right now.
Story we heard more.
What's that?
The story we have heard, yeah.
Right. So, all right. And it's more described in the 8th canto, right? 7th canto we'll see the previous one, and then the 8th canto we'll see Gajendra Moksh story. So I think we'll stop at this place. So इस अध्याय में 7th में ब्रह्मा जी अलग अलग अवतारों के बारे में थोड़ा थोड़ा डिस्क्राइब करते हैं, and then we'll continue reading afterwards. And Dhruv Maharaj, जो meditation करते हैं, we read about Maharaj Dhruv, right? So which mantra he is chanting? We read that, right? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Good. तो आज अपन कीर्तन सुनेंगे. We will hear that chanting. Yeah. Any other comments? ऑडियो ठीक आ रहा है ना अभी? Still problem है? It's okay, right? ठीक है. So we'll hear this Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and then we'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. Om Namo Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate 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 Vasudevaya.